Alright, we're continuing our Kabbalah quiz. Very exciting. The last time we did, we finished number 10, and now we're gonna do at least 5 more. And the next question is, can women and non-Jews learn Kabbalah? And the answer is yes, absolutely. Women and non-Jews should learn Kabbalah. But just like anyone, the danger is to learn Kabbalah from the wrong sources, from the wrong book, with the wrong... There's so many things that got disconnected from Judaism that we end up not knowing it comes from Judaism, and we think it's disconnected. Kabbalah is Judaism. Kabbalah is how the world works. Every non-Jew, every woman, every Jew is responsible for himself to learn how the world works. And all the works of Kabbalah are really rooted. I say rooted in Judaism because for me Judaism is how the world works. Judaism is not for me a religion or a set of rules. Judaism is how does the world work. You want to be close to God, so understand. So there's a special book called the Torah that was given by God as instructions, which Torah means instruction, to teach you how to be close to God, with laws for Jews and non-Jews. I mean laws, like ways to go about it. So, you want to be close to God as a Jew, you need to learn the Torah and do whatever your mission is as a Jew. And as a non-Jew, you have your mission to learn also what it says in the Torah for non-Jews and do what you're meant to do. So, of course, non-Jews and women have to learn Kabbalah just like any others. Their only difference is that they have to learn it from the right source, from the right book, at the right level, and there are things that are only meant to be learned by men, some only by women, some only by non-Jews, but the majority overall is be able to learn from everyone. But again, we have to, if you don't have a teacher for it, if you don't just read from a book is not enough. You need a teacher, especially in Kabbalah. Kabbalah is not something that you invent. There's special keys to learn Kabbalah, and you need to have a teacher teach you how to learn the Kabbalah. I'm not speaking about the basic foundations that you can read in a book from Ari Kaplan or something like that. I'm speaking like the deep Kabbalah. This is only... you can only do that with a real teacher. But there were great women who knew a lot of Kabbalah and great non-Jews who knew a lot of Kabbalah. But they had a teacher. Okay, so now I want just to add, you can have a spiritual connection and not necessarily know Kabbalah, but that spiritual connection will teach you really what Kabbalah is, or you're living it. Kabbalah is the system, how it all works. Sometimes you know Kabbalah without studying it, but again, you're still limited because you don't know more. You don't know how to expand from there. Okay, then number 11, connect to that, is does a Jew need to be religious to learn Kabbalah? So this is a very good question. A non-Jew doesn't need to be, well, it's not true actually. A Jew and a non-Jew ideally should be religious to learn Kabbalah. If you're not religious, can you still learn Kabbalah? Yes, you can still learn Kabbalah, but you're barely gonna understand it. You're gonna be missing most of the picture. You're only gonna be understand a little bit of it, because Kabbalah means I experience the world on the full level. Kabbalah is not just a knowledge that, oh, I know Kabbalah, I learn Kabbalah. Kabbalah is an experience. You want to know water? Okay, you can study H2O, all the scientific chemical reactions, until you actually go and swim in the water. You won't know what water is. So same thing, you want to know what Kabbalah is, it's an experience. Just learning about it is not going to be enough. You need actually to be religious on some level, or start being religious or studying about it in order to experience it. So the more religious you are, the more prone you will be to understand Kabbalah and live it. Okay, number 12 is, what is the most destructive character trait that will prevent us to experience Kabbalah? What is the most destructive character trait? It's ego, anger, and ego and anger goes together, and that's because humility is the most important trait, which is the opposite of anger and ego. Arrogance. The Kabbalah means being able to synthesize or synchronize with the world. You have to remove the ego. You have to stop thinking the world is the way I want. You have to start realizing the world is a certain way, and have to let that enter in. So the more ego, arrogance you have, the less you'll be able to connect to it. So the more your tendency to be angry and you are arrogant, you have ego, the less you'll be able to understand the Kabbalah. And it's like a filter. It's not like, so let's say someone is really angry or all the time, or he has a very strong ego, or very arrogant, or very proud in the wrong way. Then he's going to learn. He's not going to. God is not give him an understanding, because let's remember, Kabbalah is also a download of information. It's not just a neuro type of understanding. It's something spiritual that is downloaded in your brain. Okay, what next question is 13. What are the three basic areas of the science of Kabbalah? So I discussed that before. The basic three areas of studies are theoretical Kabbalah, which speaks about the basic. That's what most people learn when you learn Kabbalah, is is understanding the worlds, understanding the angels, understanding as the information that you are learning about how the world was created and how everything is the way it is, and the basic simple information. That's the first science of Kabbalah. Then the second area is meditative Kabbalah. Meditative Kabbalah is when you actually try to experience it. Now you had information, you had the chokhmah of it, now you have the bina. You try to integrate it, make it part of you, giving birth to it, experiencing it, and that's when Kabbalah starts becoming more experiential. Then you have the third area, which is practical Kabbalah, which is reaching a level of understanding where you can actually manipulate the physical world like an alchemist, because you understand really all the system. This is all three are very powerful. And yeah, next question. So the three, right? Theoretical or theological Kabbalah. Then you have meditation of Kabbalah, when you use it to actually connect to the spiritual world. And then practical Kabbalah, when you manipulate the physical world, the spiritual world, or at least understanding how you can do that. Then number 14, what are the names of the two main areas of study in Kabbalah? So the names of those two areas are Maaseh Bereshit, as the the Yesodei HaTorah, the Rambam says Maaseh Bereshit and Maaseh Merkava. What is Maaseh Bereshit? Maaseh Bereshit, the work of creation. It teaches you about how the world was created and how it works. And Maaseh Merkava, which is the making of the chariot, refers to the mysteries of Yechezkel's vision, prophecy. It explains different stages to achieve in order to experience a prophetic revelation of God. Okay, so those are two main areas of study in Kabbalah. The Rambam discussed it in the Mishneh Torah at the beginning. Question number 15: who is considered to be the greatest of all Kabbalists? Okay, so the one who is considered today the greatest, if not one of the greatest, if not the greatest of all Kabbalists, is Rabbi Yitzchak Luria, called also by the Arizal, the Ari Zecher Libracha, who was born in Tzfat. He lived in Tzfat and taught the Torah in Tzfat to Chaim Vital, and all the Kabbalah we have today is basically from him. He brought or transformed the Kabbalah that existed before, like the Kabbalah of the Ramak, and he gave keys to understand the Zohar, what was written by Rav Shimon Yochai, who was also major Kabbalist. But yeah, so the Arizal is considered the greatest Kabbalist. So anything you read from the Arizal, you could say is original Kabbalah. But let's understand that the Kabbalah of Adam Arishon was the highest. I don't know if you can say that. The high depends where it's called highest. The more we go in the physical world, the more deep the Kabbalah goes in details about how to go from the darkest point to the highest point. And Arizal was the bridge, I think, between the two. That's why it's so powerful. But Avram Avinu, Moshe Rabbeinu was the greatest prophets, and therefore the greatest Kabbalist in a way. Being a Kabbalist, being fully connected to the spiritual world and be able to experience God in this world to a full force. And Yaakov Avinu. But yeah, the one that we, from what we're learning today, from the books, you have to look works from the Arizal, which actually gets most of his Kabbalah from the Ramban, Nachmanides, and that's the most original straight line from Mount Sinai. And we shall stop here.